What's going on, Fliteboard people out there? So today I'm going to make a video about the Series 4 Fliteboard and the previous series. Why? Because I bought my Series 4 in December, and I still had not the time to use my Series 4 that much in the water. Reason why is because I don't know about you, but I go like about 3 months to 4 months without riding my board. So what happened, I get a little bit rusty, and so far I haven't had a very good nice weather. So I only been in the water about 10 times since the year started on my regular Fliteboard. So basically on my Series 3.0. So basically I'm still a little bit rusty, but finally now I'm feeling better, to feel more confident to get inside of my, to get on a Series 4. And I got people asking which one is better. Is Series 3, Series 4 the same thing? I already tested Series 4. But I actually want to compare side by side. So that's what this video is going to be today. I'm going to be riding my Series 3. Now, look at this. Series 3 and below, they have exactly the same design. The wings are the same and so forth, they're exchangeable and so forth. But from Series 4 and up, they change. And we're going to get into that later. But basically, I'm going to ride the Series 3, then I'm going to ride the Series 4, and to see if there is a major difference in terms of performance, all right? And here we have them. By now, I'm sure you know that the fuselages are different. So the Series 3 and below, as you see, they have this little bulky area over here, of course upside down, and then the wing follows all the way through. Now on the Series 4 is what they have the cone version. We see how the profile over here is much more different. The circumference of the motor are literally the same. However, and the way that the wing splits, so you can tell over here, that's much more hydronically speaking, it's gonna cut through the water better. Now, not only that, see how thick that is? The wing profile too. So this is the 800 Flyer, and this is the 850 cone wing. They have almost the same surface, as you can see. However, this is a little thinner. So that's why they should cut through the water better. And also the high aspect, they straight, unlike this, a little bit rounded. So this would be a little more stable. This is gonna glide more. It's gonna be slightly stable. And then finally, the tail as well is a little bit different. The tail wings. So this is the 290 stab. You see those little tips over here? They make the board nice and stable. And the 245, which is a smaller wing, you have a better glide. However, this is going to be more stable. This is going to be a little less stable. So I'm gonna ride them side by side and tell you how it feels. Tell you which one performs better. One thing I forgot to mention, the reason why I'm making this video. So I'm sure now that there are some stores, Fliteboard stores, that has the old models for sale and the new Series 4, and maybe they're selling cheaper so you can get the older board. And also you might be looking for a used one, which would be the Series 3s and down. And basically what I'm trying to say is, it's worth it for you to save the money and get the Series 3 and below, or pay the extra to get the Series 4. Okay, with that said, guys, my name is Rolando Morning. I make videos like this. I don't work for Fliteboard. I'm just a Fliteboard enthusiast. And all the doubts and questions that you guys have, I try to respond to those questions and make a video. So if you have a topic that you like to know, please send me a comment and let me know. And please consider subscribing so I can keep up making videos like that for you guys. Without further ado, let me get in the water and put this to test. battery 100%, and I'm trying to go just straight, in a straightaway up and downwind, so I get the most consistent reading for both boards. It's a little bit windy today, and as I said, I'm gonna try to keep it straight as much as I can. Make some left and right turns to see how much I lose taking the banks and so forth. So it's gonna be a boring video. I'm not gonna record more than this. So I'm gonna run this whole battery and then put a brand new fresh one and see what happens. All right. Now, as you know, the 300 with the 290 is very stable, and you can carve, you can put power into it, and it's very stable wing. I'm gonna give my comments about the other one too, okay? But let's get it going. This is the reason why I love the 800 fly with the 290. It's just basically super stable, and you can actually throw it on a very sharp turn, and the tail grabs the water, which makes it very stable and super tight to carve. That's why I like the 290 and the curves on the 800 flyer. I know it's not going to be the case with the 850 phone, but I'm going to start the test pretty soon, all right? Just so you know, I'm going at the gear 11. The wind is about 10 knots. Upwind, I am doing about 21 miles. Downwind, I'm doing 23 miles on this setup. So gear 11, 23 downwind, there you go, 23 downwind, and 21 upwind. I'm gonna give all those numbers later, okay? Switching foils now. Just so you know, I actually took off the folding propeller and put exactly the same propeller that was on my other board, so keep the planes even, okay? This is only the second time that I put this foil in the water. I put it in the winter time. I couldn't do for more than 5 minutes because it's too cold. And today is finally the first time that I got to put and ride it for a longer period of time. Also, it glides, it cuts through the water much more effortlessly. You feel this, it doesn't feel that much resistance. Now, in terms of speed, let me just make a turn over here. It's actually pretty stable. It feels just a little more skatey than the 800 flyer. But it's still going to be stable, but it's just a little bit skatey. And it's not as bad as the flow wings. The flow wings are super Alright, so here comes the great news. In terms of speed, I'm going now at 11 gear, 11 like before. And I'm going 24, 25 miles an hour downwind. Actually 25 miles an hour downwind at the gear 11. Upwind, I'm doing 21, 22, 23. So you are gaining about 2 miles an hour in glide. And once again, it does feel loose on both setups. I'm not using the prop guard. I'm using the propeller, but no prop guard. But it still feels looser, quieter, more maneuverable, and glides more. It's faster. It's definitely better, no doubt. But stick it to the end because I'm gonna give you the final numbers. one thing I have to say, that the dowel feels a little bit loose, just a little bit. Thank you guys for hanging out until the end. Let me clear something up first. As you know, Fliteboard now has Series 5. I know that, you know that. The reason why I'm comparing Series 4 to Series 3, the only difference between Series 4 and 5 would be the jet propulsion, okay? Which is not exchangeable, unlike the Series 3. The Series 3, you have the options to have a propeller or a jet propulsion. On Series 4, it's just plain, you cannot swap. And Series 5, again, is the same fuselage, except there's the jet propulsion, you can swap. So that's why I'm doing the comparison between Series 3 with propeller. With that said, let's go to the final thoughts. Now, I'm sorry about the noise, it gets windy and I don't have a mic. There's no waterproof mic on Insta360 X5, so you can listen here. I can talk over the wind, but it is what it is. So basically what we're saying is the Series 4 is definitely looser. It's definitely a more skatey setup. However, it's still stable. It's stable enough without having any problem at all. I noticed, because I've been riding the Series 3 on the flyer setup for so long, and then when you switch to the Series 4 on the highest, almost highest spec 850 wing, cone wing, it's definitely a looser but very stable still. So I noticed, you as a beginner probably would not notice, okay? Especially for the fact that you're gonna have the shroud on the back. As you know, I did without the shroud protection on the propeller. Anyhow, it is a looser feeling setup by all means, but still stable and not very loose as these Flow Series wings. With that said, here is the results. And by all means, guys, I didn't get to tech on this. I didn't go to my app and download the voltage and wattage. I don't care about that. I just got about numbers. So Series 3, at gear number 11, gear 11 Series 3, upwind I was going average 21 miles an hour, downwind 23 miles an hour. The time that I used from 100% battery to exactly 15%, that's when I came off the dock. It was 35 minutes. And I covered 8.6 miles range, okay? Once again, I'm gonna put the numbers are right there, you're gonna see it. I'm not gonna repeat myself. Those are the numbers right there. I'm gonna put it on the screen. You're gonna see on the screen. Now, the Series 4, again, gear 11, downwind average speed 23 miles an hour. Upwind speed 23 miles an hour. Downwind 25 miles an hour. And with a total time of 41 minutes, so it's an increase of 6 minutes or so on the exactly same setup. And of course, again, stopping at 15%, starting at 100% and ending at 15%. And I covered 11.1 mile. So it's about roughly 2.5 mile difference and about 2 miles difference on the run. Now, final verdict. If you ask me if it's worth or not the difference price, by all means, yes. Why? Because you get it up to date. And one more thing, it seems to be slightly quieter than Series 3. Series 4 is slightly quieter than Series 3. And the point of the matter is, if you're gonna spend an extra $1,000 to get not only a higher mast, a quieter board, and up-to-date gear, because from now on they're going to progress these wings. I don't think they will be making new wings for the Series 3 because they have a nice diversity already. But yes, I'm sure they're going to be making new wings for the cone wing, for the cone fuselage. So if it's worth to pay the extra money for the Series 4, yes, by all means do so. I don't think I'm going to regret at all. With that said, please stay tuned because I'm gonna make a video. I'm waiting for Fliteboard to send me the Series 5 so I can test it. And also, remember about feeling a little bit loose on the Series 4, not being so as tracky as the Series 3. There's a good solution for that. E4 Solutions is about to send me a new setup of fins that you can actually put on the rear wing and the rear stabilizer to make your board a little more stable. So that's the next video coming up. So guys, I hope this was helpful. Stay tuned, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys until next video. Be good to each other, guys. Take care.